for the longest I've been having this perception, knowing that you're a software developer, I've always assumed software developers, one, first of all, they are loners, they are terrible team players, they better work alone. So this teamwork aspect is really eye-opening. And it also brings me back to the chess scene. In as much as chess appears to be an individual sport, there is a lot of teamwork involved. One, with the coach's end, for you to progress, you need, of course, the beatings from stronger players, that is,
Mm,
especially if you're in a strong team like ZTech and JQuat and even UN,
mm.
to mold you and also teach peer-to-peer learning. How do you think chess connects with now this newfound passion of tech? Is there any correlation you've seen?
I would think about it in terms of constraints, trade-offs, and long-term consequences. In chess, you have to reason in a way that how if I move here, what does my opponent gain or lose? What am I sacrificing? Is it a tempo? How can I win overall? And also in tech, whether you're debugging, you're designing an architecture, you're prioritizing some certain features, you are also looking at the long-term consequences of your actions right now. If I build it, if when you're building a system, it's a buildup of small features grow into a whole big system. So if one area or one section of it does not align or work properly with another section, you end up having problems, which are called bugs eventually. So, yes, I would think of it in terms of constraints, trade offs, long term consequences, and also both fields, chess and tech, punish reactive thinking and they will reward pattern recognition. Like you can't react emotionally in chess. You'll have the emotions, but you still need to think and understand what's my best outcome out of the mess that I'm in. Also, as an engineer, you will experience bottlenecks or failures at some particular points, but you need to have the tools to get out of those failures without considering emotions, and you need the tools to understand different patterns of the problem that you are experiencing. Yeah, because in tech you will encounter the same problems. If it's a cors error, you will encounter it in different scenarios. So if you know how to solve it once, you will solve it again later on.
Hmm. That's a very interesting way to put it. I've always had developers complain about these things called bugs. And as someone who is just getting into tech, I think this is the best explanation, simplest I've ever got. You in your future life, please consider thinking of being a teacher, a lecturer, along those lines. This honestly is the best explanation, and the picture you've painted is more holistic and inviting for an tech person to consider this field.
If you may allow me, and also considering the fact that you can make mistakes in both chess and tech, but some mistakes are very costly. Very costly. If you put your queen in a particular position and lose it, I'm not saying you lose the game, but there are chances that you will not. There's a very high probability that you're not winning that game. Same as tech. If you have a bug in a particular area, there was a time Microsoft's screen turned blue. You lose billions.
It is a
So
massive computer outage affecting all corners of the globe.
Which could well be the biggest outage the world has seen.
Not a cyber attack, but a software update gone bad, affecting Microsoft Windows computers using CrowdStrike cybersecurity software.
CrowdStrike is aware of reports of crashes on Windows hosts.
Among the first affected, Global Airlines, their screens suddenly showing the so-called blue screen of death. From Thailand to Portugal, Spain to Scotland.
And I think it's fair to describe this as organised chaos at the moment.
U.S. Airlines went offline overnight, unable to process thousands of passengers.
Every 15 minutes we kept getting these text messages. Your flight is delayed a half hour, your flight is delayed an hour, your flight is delayed 2 hours.
Major airlines grounded flights, with Flight Radar 24 showing U.S. airspace thinning out as endless lines wound through airport terminals.
We received no, you can't get through to the airline. I don't think it's even in their hands.
NBC's Guad Venegas in Atlanta.
Passengers here reporting waits of up to 4 hours waiting in a line that stretched to the end of the terminal.
By late today, 9,500 delays in the U.S., 2,700 cancellations, akin to the impact from a big winter storm.
We're deeply sorry for the impact that we've caused to customers.
The CEO of CrowdStrike, which pushed the software update, appeared on Today.
So we know what the issue is. We're resolving and have resolved the issue.
But it wasn't just airlines and airports. Hospitals were also knocked offline. Nurses switching to paper orders.
We can't scan the medicine to make sure you're not allergic to it. We can't scan the medicine to make sure that it's even yours.
Many hospitals forced to cancel procedures. Allison Balo's father was supposed to have open heart surgery.
They called and said that due to a global IT outage, they had to reschedule the surgery.
Also affected banks, 911 systems, trains, buses, and subways, retailers, FedEx and UPS, court systems, and driver's license offices. New York's governor trying to reassure the public.
There is no risk to personal sensitive information that we're aware of.
On X, Microsoft said it's working closely with CrowdStrike and across the industry to safely bring their systems back online. Doesn't this speak to a vulnerability that you have with Microsoft Windows, that one line of code can break down the entire system?
There is no vulnerability based on our knowledge. What we understand right now is that the CrowdStrike update itself was flawed in how they accessed the system, and that is what has caused the global IT outage.
All right, Tom joining us now. Tom, how long is this outage expected to last?
Well, the airlines seem to be back, mostly back, but the ripple effect from the flight cancellations could run well into the night, likely through the weekend. And it could take hospitals, shipping companies, retailers days or weeks to fully recover, Lester.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
So the mistakes are quite costly for both ends, if you may allow me to say it that way.
Right. And speaking of chess and tech, this one comes into mind right away. The power of machines versus humans came to the fore. I don't know if you've heard about this. The 1996 match between Garry Kasparov and Deep Blue, then there was a rematch. This rematch in 1997 is what is commonly remembered as Deep Blue won the match. It was now machines have now become superior to human beings. That was when machines were now taken very, very, very seriously, and there were heavy investments from that onset up to now. We had some. Have you followed this story from way back? There was this one which was called the mechanical Turk. Well, it was just someone who was sitting in a box, and then they claimed the machine was winning. But 1997, Garry Kasparov and Deep Blue. Up to right now, we have engines which are like 20 times stronger than even the world champion. How do you think this advancement in chess, in tech, has influenced chess from a developer's point of view?
You just reminded me. I think I've forgotten the company. They're building a digital, like the digital chess boards, and they sell it. I think it's called Square Up, and they have engineers on board, tech engineers who are now efficient to build those systems, the chess related systems. Back to your question, if I got you right, you have asked how systems have are better than human beings, and the impact that uh, tech has had on chess is one, there are companies that have been formed that are building chess related digital boards using tech. So you see there's a bridge between chess and tech that has brought it all together as one.
Interesting. Actually, we also have boards beyond this, for lack of a better one, analog boards. We have digital boards called DGT boards, whereby imagine this scenario. You're playing somewhere in a certain part of the world, a tournament. These moves you make, they can be broadcast real time, okay, not real time, with some delay because of fair play concerns, to all over the world on the internet. And someone, let's say you're playing in Kenya, someone in the US, someone in Ghana, somewhere in whichever part of the world can follow the games. And that I found that quite interesting. These league games also transmitted via DGT. DGT is a platform and special board which transmits games worldwide. So a movie is made and it's automatically reflected on the internet, so anyone in the world can follow that. Are these games also live streamed? And now, from your arbitration background, talking about fair play, I understand there's usually a delay period of is it 5 minutes or 1 minute per move? How does this translate to fair play and also meeting the spectators' needs? I'm talking just achieving the sweet spot of spectating versus also fair play.
Yeah, true. DGT stands for Digital Game Technology. This is a software, or rather a company that has partnered with the World Chess Federation in coming up with DGT boards that transmit the games. For the very first time again in the league, we have adopted the use of DGT boards. Kenya has about 10 DGT boards, but 8 are functional. But at least going forward, we'll be having extra more. This is in a bid to broaden and to increase the visibility that our league has. What is the delay time that is permittable, or rather, what is the delay time that is used on the DGT boards? Currently, we do not have a delay time. It is instant. As a move happens on the board, it's able to project on leeches, or rather on chess result. But maybe going forward, courtesy of fair play, we may have a necessity of introducing a delay time where, to curb cheating, although we've had very minimal cases of cheating in Kenya, to curb cheating and also to promote fair play. So we can just have a delay time of 30 minutes. So maybe if the games are supposed to start at 9, the games will start broadcasting at 9:30.
This gentleman here, he's speaking modestly about DGT and arbitration and fair play, but he himself is an accomplished DGT arbiter. I think he's actually the senior most DGT specialist in, I hope this is not high praise, maybe in the continent even. You paint for us a picture of that accreditation. I recently saw that on your status, something to do with the USA and DGT and yeah.
Yeah, so I've done 2 seminars, or rather I have 2 accreditations. One is through DGT, the company itself, although I'm still waiting for the international seminar to undertake it. Then I also did a seminar on ID Chess. ID Chess is also a transmission software that was undergoing a test in Africa. Only 3 countries were chosen to do the test, that is Kenya, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. So I happened to land the opportunity to be the Kenyan representative to undertake the seminar. So I'm also licensed to undertake transmission through the ID Chess software. But in Africa, I wouldn't say that I'm one of. I wouldn't say that I'm one of the best. I would say I'm growing. I would say I'm only growing.
I don't know if you've seen this book, How Computers Play Chess. I am a book collector, and this book came to my sites recently, and I just had to buy it. It was 1,500 bob on half-price books. Talks about one, the World Championship match I've just mentioned, the match between Garry Kasparov and Deep Blue, a computer developed by IBM, and the journey that took in developing this from non-existent to that match and beyond. Talks about the pathways, the software integrations, how computers think as a whole, how they calculate variations, and it is quite an interesting book.
I'll check the book out.